Happy Hearts Kids!
In a cozy little house nestled in the woods lived a kind old woman named Grandma. She was known for her delicious cookies and her warm hugs, but what her grandchildren didn't know was that her cookies were no ordinary treats. They were magical, and every full moon she would bake a fresh batch, infusing them with the essence of bravery, laughter, and music. One day, while playing hide and seek, Leo and Luna stumbled into the kitchen. There they saw their grandmother rolling out dough and placing little balls on a tray. "What are those, Grandma?" asked Leo, his eyes wide with curiosity. "Oh, these," said Grandma with a wink, "are just some special cookies I'm baking for the Moonlight Festival." Before the children could ask any more questions, Grandma placed the tray in the oven, turned off the lights, and closed the door. As the clock struck midnight, the aroma of cinnamon and magic filled the air. Unable to resist, Leo and Luna crept closer to the oven. With bated breath, they watched as the cookies magically grew larger and began to glow. Just then, the oven door swung open and out popped a plate of radiant cookies, each one shimmering with an otherworldly light. Eager to try one, Leo reached out, but Luna stopped him. "Wait," she whispered. "Grandma said these are special. Maybe we should share them." Leo thought for a moment. He really wanted to eat a cookie, but he knew Luna was right. They had 3 older brothers, Max, Sam, and Ben, who always teased them and never let them have any fun. Maybe if they shared the cookies with them, things could be a bit more fair. The first cookie glowed with a warm yellow light. Leo decided to give it to Max, who was known for being the bravest of the 4. As Max bit into the cookie, a surge of confidence flowed through him. "Wow!" he exclaimed. "I feel like I can do anything right now." Suddenly, a wild idea popped into his head. "Let's go explore the Whispering Woods," he said, grabbing Leo's hand. "I'm not scared anymore." The woods behind their house were said to be haunted by a grumpy troll who scared anyone who dared to enter. But with the cookie's magic, fear no longer held any power over Max. As they ventured deeper, they realized that the woods weren't so scary after all. They made a fort out of fallen branches, played hide and seek among the trees, and even befriended some curious squirrels. For the first time, they had fun in the very place that had been off limits because of the grumpy troll. When they returned home, they told everyone about their exciting adventure, but they didn't mention the cookie. They wanted to see if its magic would last. The next morning, they heard loud booms and panicked screams coming from the forest. It was the troll, and he wasn't happy. He stomped toward the house, shaking with anger. "That's it," he roared. "I'm gonna scare you all so you'll finally leave me alone." But when he got close, he saw that the children weren't afraid at all. "Why aren't you scared?" he asked, confused. Max stepped forward, feeling brave and strong. "We're not scared of you, grumpy troll," he said, "and we want to be your friend." The troll couldn't believe his ears. No one had ever offered to be his friend before. His heart melted, and he wiped away a tear that had been stuck in his eye for many years. "Really?" he asked, his voice cracking. From that day on, the troll became their friend, and they often went on fun adventures together. It turned out the cookie's magic was only temporary, but it gave Max enough courage to make a real difference. The second cookie glowed with a bright pink light. Leo thought it might bring good fortune, so he decided to give it to Sam, the luckiest of the 4. As soon as Sam ate the cookie, he burst out laughing. A contagious giggle escaped his lips, and before he knew it, he was in tears. I can't stop laughing," he said between giggles. "It's like everything's so funny." Then he noticed a small spider crawling on the windowsill. Normally, he would have screamed, but now he found it absolutely hilarious. Luna, who had followed them, couldn't help but join in on Sam's laughter, even though she didn't quite understand it herself. She knew it was good to laugh and have fun. The 2 ran outside and started chasing butterflies, and their joy echoed through the garden. Just then, a big raindrop fell from the sky, followed by another and another. Soon it was pouring. "Oh no," said Sam, realizing how what he was getting. "Now we're gonna catch a cold." But instead of feeling miserable, he looked up at the clouds and laughed. "This is so funny," he said. "It tickles." As the rain poured down, the children danced and twirled, feeling lighter than air. They splashed in the puddles and sang silly songs until their voices were hoarse. When the sun finally came out, they were exhausted but happy. They had discovered that laughter could turn a bad day into a good one. The third cookie glowed with a soft blue light. Leo thought it looked beautiful and magical, so he decided to give it to Ben, the quietest of the four. As Ben bit into the cookie, he felt a sudden burst of energy. Before he knew it, he was playing the air guitar and singing at the top of his lungs. "I feel like a rock star," he said, striking a pose. "Do you want to hear my latest hit? It's called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes." And without waiting for an answer, he launched into a wild rendition that made Leo and Luna burst out laughing. Next thing they knew, they were all dancing and singing together. Then Luna had an idea. "Let's put on a concert for Grandma," she suggested. So they went to the attic and gathered all the instruments they could find. Pots, pans, tambourines, and even a ukulele. They tiptoed into the living room where Grandma was reading a book. "Ready?" Luna whispered to her brothers. Then they all started making tons of noise. At first, Grandma was startled, but then she joined in on the fun. Together they made joyful music until their voices were hoarse, and their hands hurt from playing the instruments. But they didn't care. They had discovered that music could express feelings that words couldn't. And so the children continued to share the cookie's magic with everyone in their family, bringing bravery, laughter, and music into their lives. In return, each person shared something special with the children: love, kindness, and acceptance. The kids realized that the true magic wasn't in the cookies, but in the sharing. From that day on, whenever there was a full moon, the family would gather together for a special treat, delicious cookies, and quality time together. They learned that sharing wasn't just about giving, it was also about receiving. And they discovered that the most magical moments were the ones they shared as a family. So if you ever find yourself at Grandma's house under the glow of a full moon, be sure to look out for those magical cookies. They might just change your life. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more." Ah! Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor, and the silken sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain.